Next up, I'm going to do Panthers at the Baltimore Ravens. This game was super low scoring. Totally thought this would be a higher scoring game, and Baker Mayfield is finalizing his career by playing like this. They lost 13-3. If they were going to win any bigger games, or if Baker was going to prove himself in any way this year to that he's got a shot at extending his starting career, it would have been this week. All he had to do was put up more than 13 points. They didn't. Baker played like crap. He was inaccurate, throwing at people's helmets on his line. I mean, turning the ball over. You name it. PJ, I'm a Baker fan. I was a fan of his coming out, and I stuck through his adversity and believing in him and through Cleveland. I was somebody that blamed Odell and for his Cleveland struggles. I was somebody that said, "Oh, it's Cleveland's fault." Blah blah blah. Yes, they might have like stunted his growth, but it looks like he has no shot to redeem his career because every time he's gotten a shot this year, he played the same. Even when those moments where you're like, "Oh, Baker's backed up against the wall. Here's his week." He no, he's playing very bad, and his team around him, honestly, in Carolina, is not that bad. Terrence Marshall's a good receiver. DJ Moore's a borderline great receiver. They got two decent running backs, and their offensive line isn't playing all that bad. And their defense is playing great. And PJ Walker beat some legit teams and played close to some legit teams. Now, I'm not a PJ Walker fan by any means. I haven't seen enough of his games or know enough about him to really cheer for him or anything like that, but he just looks like a better option. Now, as for Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, I mean, you beat the Panthers by 10, but 13-3, it was an ugly game. And they've been playing very ugly recently. I know a lot of people have the Ravens going far into the playoffs, but they'll make the playoffs for sure, obviously, but they're doomed. They make too many stupid mistakes. Their play calling is not the greatest for Lamar. They'll have like three or four play calls in a row where they're like doing that read pass option and deep play action, deep threat. Like they have a good mix of things, and then all of a sudden you got him like dropping back like he's Tom Brady or Peyton Manning, like in those types of plays where he has to manage the whole field. He's not that quarterback. Yes, he's a good passer, and I feel like yes, they're trying to develop his game by putting him in situations like that, but he's not that type of quarterback. How they ran their offense last year and the year before, that's how or not even last year, the year before last year. That's how Lamar Jackson is successful. Also, Baltimore not paying him. If you notice when Lamar Jackson's running, he's timid. He's not running full strength. Like he's not putting his 100% into the runs and just that acceleration, that burst. I'm not seeing it from him. I'm seeing like, okay, I'm kind of quickly jog. He ain't wanting to put his body on the line, and I don't blame him. But I mean, the Baltimore Ravens offered him a lot of money. Nobody's going to get Deshaun Watson's contract. Nobody's going to get that contract. Lamar needs to humble himself and sign that deal before he gets hurt. And when you're playing timid, when you're playing scared, you got a little more of a chance of getting hurt. And that worries me. I'm a Lamar fan, but he needs to step it up and he needs to quit playing timid. Otherwise, he's going to get himself hurt or he's just not going to get signed by them. Um, but as far as the Carolina Panthers, they are screwed. They're like the Colts. They're trading for a new quarterback every year, trying to and putting like mediocre guys in there with a good team around them. Uh, Panthers are a team that know how to draft, know how to pick free agents, know how to trade, but just can't get the quarterback thing right. As far as the Baltimore Ravens, they got like I said, they got a decent record and they're probably going to make it to the playoffs, but I don't see them winning, getting out of the first round this year. I just don't. They've been way too inconsistent.